New year, new me. And now that he's gone, enough of that stupid two Johns joke.
But we're still doing this one.
People have a lot of connotations with the coming of a new year, whether that be silly resolutions, dreams of better things to come, or just finding new ways to cope with their overall mediocrity. I'm trying meditation. Oh, no, this shit's overrated. But when I think of the new year, I can only think of one thing. Damn, it's really cold outside. So what's a better way to ring in the new year than with some cold video games? And when developing games that display the cold, there are three main avenues in which a developer can make that cold felt by the player: through beauty, through harsh reality, and through immersive design. So today on Blurbs, let's have a look at Arctic regions in video games. The first and most straightforward way to bring an Arctic world to life is by making it beautiful. Like me? No, I said we're done with that bit. And one game that excels at showing this beauty is The Division. Roaming through the streets of snow-covered New York has always been a big part of the American ethos, and The Division allows the player to do so in its faithfully recreated open-world New York. It may be apocalyptic, but it still feels so magical, and the overwhelming presence of the cold is what adds to this beauty, as smoke bellows out of pipes and hallways, snow nestles on cars and blows in the wind, and Christmas lights illuminate dark corners and alleys. But many other games transport us to this beautiful vision of the Arctic with pieces of their game, from Mario Odyssey's snow world to the cold village in It Takes Two, as each game uses the snow to represent both difficulty and delight, allowing the player to bound through their cacophony of cold-centered mechanics. But there is a harsh reality that lies under the comfy blanket of snow. As throughout human history, the Arctic has been synonymous with death. Games that represent the overwhelming power that the cold has over humanity can immerse us in a far different manner. As in the Long Dark survival mode, you have to battle the elements all while trying to gather the resources required to make it through the night. These elements take form in wind chill and snow, which force the player to stick close to fire and bundle up in the most amount of clothes possible. But while the Long Dark tasks you with protecting yourself from the elements, Frostpunk requires you to keep warm an entire village, as you are charged to keep inventory on resources, use citizens to gather more, and enact laws that will protect your village from the onslaught of an unrelenting winter. The amount you are commissioned to manage feels entirely overwhelming as you attempt to balance the seesaw that is happiness and health, which too often feels like a Sisyphusian task as one minor slip-up sends the village careening back down into freezing destruction. Well, that was dark. Let's talk about some immersive elements to make us feel a little bit less sad. And the game we're talking about is The Last of Us 2. Damn it. While it may be a linear game, the reactivity of The Last of Us 2's environment transports the player, as its snow tumbles off trees when you brush past them, flurries kick up at the bottom of shoes as they climb and traverse, and wind howls through open corridors as blizzards fog your view. It makes you feel like a part of this Arctic world and chills you down to your bones as you search for a path towards warmth. But many other games like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom utilize their immersive elements alongside the cold. But I've talked about Tears of the Kingdom ad nauseum, and there are plenty of other examples, from the intensity of Subnautica Below Zero to the relatively nonchalant cold that takes place in LEGO Fortnite. Adding cold to an already immersive world forces the player to think on their feet and almost always enhances the overall experience. It's cool to see the cold in games, but the second a game makes that cold felt is when it becomes immensely more immersive, and there are three main avenues for which a game can do that. Whether a developer goes through beauty, harsh reality, or immersive design, it is a joy to travel through these video game worlds and experience their interpretations of the Arctic. When it is done well, you will find yourself with a warm cup of coffee sitting next to the fire, even in the middle of summer. Ah! Did I scare you? Good, because it's scary how committed these patrons are to this Blurbs channel, and we're gonna shout them out. This month's patrons are Avon, Doug Merman, Nickel Simba, Mr. Kairu, and Bandwagon. Thank you for another month of support, and thank you for being very cool and watching the video. Goodbye. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Happy New Year.